Hey, how's it going everyone? MLT Magic Tricks here. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a performance and tutorial for this really great card trick that will definitely impress your audience. So I would start this one off by giving the deck a shuffle. From here, I would have my spectator make a selection. They can just call stop anywhere as I riffle down the side of the deck. So let's say they call stop right here. I'll tell them we're going to take the card from where they called stop and just place it right here on the table. We will get back to that in a minute. But right now, I'm going to give the deck a quick mix up and just turn over the top card in the deck here because this card is going to help me determine what my spectator's card is. We are just concerned with the value of this card, so we're just going to remember this 5. We're going to place it face down on the table. We will get back to that in a second, but right now we're also going to take a look at the bottom card in the deck, which is this King of Hearts. We are just concerned with the suit of this card, so what we're going to do here is take the King, place it face down next to that 5. Again, we will get back to both of those cards in 1 minute, but I'm going to want to choose a safety card for this trick. So I'm going to give the deck one more quick mix up. I'll give the pack a quick cut. And what I'm going to do is just riffle down the side, literally just lift up anywhere and take out the card right there that I stopped at. So this is going to be my safety card. Remember, my spectator chose a card at the beginning. We have this 5 and we have this heart, and together that makes the 5 of hearts, which should be my spectator's card. Oh wait, the ace of spades, that's not right, but I think I can fix this. So if I snap my fingers over both of these cards, you'll see they magically change into these 2 aces. But as you know, there are 4 aces in the deck, and I want to bring your attention to my safety card, which happens to be that 4th and final ace. So guys, that is the trick. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to learn how to perform it, make sure you watch the tutorial. All right, so this is a really powerful card trick that should definitely be in your routine. I would classify this as an intermediate level trick because there are some sleight of hand moves that you're going to need to do, but overall they are pretty basic. So grab your deck of cards and let's get right into the tutorial. There is a small setup that you're going to need to make at the start. So first, take out any 4 of a kind you want to use. In this case, I have the 4 aces. You're going to take 2 of the cards and place them right on top. You're then going to have a random card and then place the 3rd ace after that random card. So I have 2 aces, a random card, the 3rd ace, that's going right at the top of the deck. And then at the bottom, you are going to place the 4th ace in with a random card right on top of it. So the random card is going to be there on the bottom, and make sure this card and the card that's in the 3rd position from the top here have different values and different suits. So you can see we have a club and a heart and an 8 and a king. That's perfect. Once you have made this setup, you are good to go. It's quite easy. Just takes a second to do before you go up to your spectator, and you're ready to begin the trick. So I like to make it seem like I'm mixing up the deck here. You can give the pack a riffle shuffle. Just make sure you shuffle your 2 setup cards there at the bottom first, and then leave plenty of cards there at the top, because remember, the first 4 cards there are part of the setup. From here, you need to force this top card on your spectator. So in the performance, I did a slip force. I'll leave a link on the screen right now to me giving an in-depth tutorial on that move. I'm not going to go too in-depth on it here, but this is a great force to do because you do need to keep your other setup cards there that you have at the top and the bottom. And this force does not disturb that order. So wherever the spectator calls stop in slow motion, I'm sliding off that top card like that, and I'm forcing it on them. So once you do that, keep the card face down, and once again, place this top pack right back there because you do need to keep the remaining cards in this order for the trick to work. So once you have forced this first ace, again, it's staying face down. Your spectator thinks that's a random selection. You can give the deck a few false cuts. I'll leave a link on the screen right now to me giving an in-depth tutorial on some false cuts. You don't have to. You can also give the pack a riffle shuffle, keeping your setup, because right now you're going to be performing a double lift. You're going to tell your spectator you're just turning over the top card, but in reality, you're turning over the top 2 as one. So you're going to do the double. I will leave a link on the screen now to an in-depth tutorial on the double lift move. All of these videos to these other tutorials will be in the description as well. So make sure you reference those if you do need some help on learning these sleight of hand moves, because they are necessary for the trick. So once again, the double lift, you're turning over the 2 cards as one. Keep it very square. Tell your spectator, okay, this top card is telling me that the value of your card is an 8. So you do need to remember, what this card is. But again, it was a part of the setup. So turn the double back over. You're telling your spectator, okay, we're going to place this 8 of clubs down on the table. But in reality, you are placing the second ace down right there. Keep it face down. Tell your spectator you are now going to take a look at the bottom card. So turn the deck over and show them this King of Hearts. Tell them the suit of this card is what's important. So just make sure you remember the hearts. And now here is the sleight of hand move that is required at this point in the trick. Make sure first you are gripping the pack like this with your thumb on one side, your forefingers on the other. As you're turning your wrist over, you are going to be sliding the king back like this, out jogging it a little bit so you can get in there with your other hand and slide off the ace instead, which is right above it. So again, this is going to be happening as your wrist is turned. It's going to be covering the king that's out jogged like that. It's going to happen quick because you need to convince your spectator you really are just sliding out that bottom card, but in reality, you're sliding out the card that's right above it. You're going to be placing that down, and then make sure you use your pinky here to square up the king there to not expose it that it's out jogged a little bit. So that's the move. It will take a little bit of practice if you've never done it before, but it's pretty easy. Again, this is in slow motion. As you're turning your wrist, you're pulling back on the king to, sorry, the cards get kind of stuck there. You're pulling back on the king to reveal the card that's right above it. While your wrist is turned, you're sliding it out, placing it down, squaring that king back up, and your spectator really will think you just placed that king down, but in reality, we placed an ace there. So you have these 3 cards now on the table. You're going to tell your spectator you're going to take out one final card, which is going to be your safety card. You can kind of just make something up like that because you're now going to need to take out the 4th ace, which is, the 4th card of our 4 of a kind. And where it is, remember, we have a random card, and then the ace is going to be right there below it in the 2nd position from the top. What you need to do is pretty much force this card on yourself. I'll show you guys what I did in the performance. So I first did a double undercut here to get this random card to the bottom so the ace would be on top. I got a thumb break like that, and I cut half the cards from the bottom, place those right on top. I still maintained the break. Took the rest of the cards like that, and you can see here we have the ace on top. You can then, at this point with it on top, give the pack a riffle shuffle. It's really convincing to your spectator. You're just completely mixing up the pack. Now, it's up to you how you guys want to force this card on yourself. I'll show you what I did in the performance, and then I'll show you a quicker and easier method right after that. So I swing cut around half the deck. I dribbled these cards on. I lift it up like this, maintaining the break so I can keep like this with my pinky where the card is. I'm telling my spectator I'm just going to riffle down and lift up at a random place. In reality, I'm lifting up right where the break is, and boom, you can see we've got the card. A quicker and easier way, if you want to do it, is the cross-cut force. So what you're doing here with the card on top is telling your spectator, I'm just going to cut in to the middle of the deck somewhere. I'm going to mark the cut. In reality, you're marking right where the top card is, but you're going to bring their attention away from this for a second and go back to what you have here on the table. You're going to remind them the value and the suit together. That should be their selection. And you're going to go ahead and turn over the card, but in reality, it's going to be an ace. You tell them, wait, that's not right, but I think I can fix this. You can snap your fingers over these 2 cards, do whatever you want to, show them they changed into these 2 aces. And then for the kicker ending, you bring their attention back to the 4th card here, your safety card. You can be, the one, if you did this cross-cut force, you're going to lift up, take the card out like that, or if you force it the other way, it's already going to be there on the table. You can go ahead and turn it over and show them it's the 4th and final ace to complete the set. So that's the trick. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely will require some practice to get all the moves down and the order of everything. But once you master those pretty basic sleight of hand moves, you'll be in good shape. It will fool everyone and get some great reactions. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.